Deep is the word.
Whoa! Deep is the word is how we open that?
Deep is the word.
That's
the
how
word?
That's how our stream starts.
I can't wait to do the YouTube on that. Yeah, cut that out.
Rio,
No, you gotta leave
sorry.
that shit. That's great.
I mean, I feel bad for the people that'll stumble onto it later, but I feel really bad for the people that's the intro. All right.
Job's a good one.
We can only go up from here,
Welcome
maybe.
to Void Prime 8 Secondhand Store. Where we last left off, our crew was in transit trying to figure out what they're going to do
Look at him.
to make as much cash as they can before the ship that they are currently on is handed off via inheritance from the loss of the previous captain to family they didn't know she had. They have taken a lucrative job that is also mysterious, and en route to it, they happen to get relatively close to the signal source of Helios's mysterious signal from his old squad mates. Upon checking it, they found a tiny stone that was radiating magic, and it just so happens that 09 bumped it and it bonded to his hand and then started talking in his head in binary. And nobody liked that. So they cut his hand off. Sorry.
That sounds like
safely disassembled his hand from his wrist, his right hand, and it is currently in a box and active.
That's how the Thanos gauntlet was formed.
Full samurai.
That's how Cousin It came to be. This is a thing, right? From Addams Family.
Thing.
It like runs around
Yeah.
now like it.
And we will open our game with you guys seal the box. You see it go, and then trying like really quickly, fast in a way that is uncomfortable. Dax, you actually fought in the bot wars, and when synths go full speed, it's unnerving in the way that they move like insects, and that insects go from full stop to full speed with no acceleration. Well, with such extreme acceleration, you don't notice it. It's just boom. And the hand is doing that, and the hand immediately stops and then sits center and goes down.
Damn electric cars. It's raining hills.
At that point, as you guys are staring at this, you hear and then the door opens,
An Animal G with a party of three.
and the stench of just a lot of sodium-based diet and probably cheese just rolls out of the head.
Probably cheese.
Ooh.
And Spicy Mike joins you guys after a lengthy stint
Oh, you got it.
in the latrine.
That's the one. He comes in, he's like hiking his pants up, putting his belt on, like, hey, how's everybody doing? What I miss?
Damn, Mike.
Hey,
Nando's in the war.
Oh, you know, sometimes you gotta do the things you gotta do, and I can't be the one to stop doing it. So,
Hey Mike, that one time that you got bit by the troll on the side of your hip and it left a dark spot. The dark spot's getting bigger. It's got a hair coming out of it.
that's
It could be a troll hair.
knew he needed till you check for melanoma. Oh, that I should probably take a look at by somebody. I'm sure there's like witch doctor, or like a cleric or something. Right? You guys know any clerics? You got maybe like
Oh my God.
what are them other things called? You got
What's
the
that?
clerics. You got the any oracles? They might be able to help. You guys know any of those guys? Paladins, you guys know paladins. I know you do. They get rid of diseases all the time.
I mean, maybe there's a
You can give me
chance
a culture roll.
Helios, you got a pill for that?
He probably
like-
does.
I got pills, but I mean,
I got.
I don't know. I don't play a lot of games. It's the last time I heard anybody talk about clerics
I
paladin.
mean, we can remove it and replace it with something like, Not
If anybody wants to
natural.
shoot for a culture roll, they can.
Okay, sure.
I'm just going to assume this is garbage talk. I mean,
I was assuming you would think it was garbage talk, but here we are making rules.
I don't need a roll for this. It's been so long since these things
Helios.
existed.
Oracle is a company that installs shielding systems in starships.
Maybe like you guys have heard of a shaman? Maybe a shaman. You guys know shamans?
Oh, man.
Shaman is a company that produces various vapor and smoke-based inhalants.
Of course they do.
Oh,
Of course.
I
they do.
thought he was
I don't
talking
have
about
any on
them
me.
absorbent pads that pick up all the
Yeah.
liquids real heavy, you know, like you wring them out.
Yeah, you know,
We got those at Zapco.
Nice.
yeah, I'm afraid this is the best I can do for you, Mike. But feature for today, and I'm gonna just give him one of my mega vitamins.
Take 2 of these and call me in the morning.
I'm sure this will be fine. This will help for sure.
In fact, as I'm doing that, I give him a second one and I pass out one to everyone else.
Oh my gosh. you guys.
Their daily allotment, everybody. There you go. If you want a few more, stars blessed me yesterday. Had a lot before I went to sleep.
What do they restore again?
1 hit point.
Oh, all right.
They are good berries with a limit
Okay.
of 8 a day, and they cover your food. But they're good berries. It's just called mega vitamin.
Gotcha.
Man, they wisened up on that spell.
Yeah, they did. So, if anyone would like more than one, I blew all my first level slots yesterday on mega vitamins. So I have a lot. 2
Excellent.
to Mike and 1 to everybody else at least.
All right. Well, we'll take a look at that at some point, Mike, but we're about to take on a mission, I think.
Oh yeah,
You
don't let the
understand.
hand out of the box.
Oh, don't worry. It's staying in the box. We got to give it a name.
09, did it have a name?
I don't feel right calling it the hand.
09 is
09 's
currently in a down cycle.
Oh, that's right.
That is right.
Uh,
Oh, shit, he's off.
We'll ask him when he gets up. He does this occasionally. It's fine. He'll boot up and
I guess he gets naming
Eventually.
rights, don't he?
he's the one talking to him. I don't know,
It's
he
his
said he didn't
hand.
like me, I think. I don't know why.
I mean, you never know. First impressions and all.
I do leave those.
I mean, it was a cold start out there in space, I'm sure.
I mean, we found him in a garbage can.
Yeah, apparently in the company of one of my old not dead squad mates, so that's interesting.
I mean, well, I could take some time and work with it if you want me to, but I mean, unless he knows sign language, I don't really think he's going to be able to communicate now.
Well, if he does, I know sign language.
Really?
I legit took sign language and Braille.
Nice.
Is that something exterminators use a lot? Like,
Sign language and Braille.
Hey, sometimes you gotta be quiet on the mission.
I always thought you worked alone till you joined us.
Well, that's because some people don't know sign language.
Damn.
Yeah. Make
I
too much
know.
noise, you're gone. Yeah, that's a good one. This one works too.
Here, I thought for sure you were going to say it was the only way to communicate with all that loud music we blast while we're down there hunting, but you know.
I could teach you if you want.
But you'd
Just
have to
getting
charge.
I'm getting a better sense of your former occupation now. So you would get so bored lying in wait in the dark, I'm assuming, that you decided to learn Braille so you could read while waiting for the person you needed to exterminate to arrive. Is that why you learned Braille?
I mean, that's a roundabout way of describing it, but it was more like, I got trapped in a dungeon one time, and,
Oh, I've been
Cultists.
to a lot of dungeons. You gotta tell me about that sometime.
and they had a little switch on the outside of the door. I had to feel around, figure out which button was which. Eventually learned it.
You,
And braille on the buttons.
Yeah.
You know, we do have that in some of mine. Show the back.
I mean, it may not have been a dungeon. I don't know. It's hard to. There's a lot of places I've been.
They one time suggested in my military corps back in the Synth Wars
Corpse.
CORPSE.
that we put all of our manuals in Braille because the synths can't read it because they can't feel the bumps.
I love that.
Hey, it works.
I like how you guys wait till 09 powers down to spread your synth propaganda.
We gotta get it out of our system while he's getting it out of his. You know?
I feel like in these conversations, like, I ain't got no problem with synths, but.
You know, I heard that.
You don't realize this
It's one of the best ones, but
09 powers back up and he just taps into the ship's recording logs and listens in
these
later.
ideas are racist motherfuckers.
Clank for this, clank for that.
These guys are specious assholes.
Oh, man.
All right. You guys are currently cruising just outside orbit of Zarasek and approaching the coordinates for the lab. In the time from receiving the signal and bringing aboard the stone, it's been an hour and a half. 09's still currently powered down. If you guys are going to wait on him, let me know.
Oh, for sure.
Oh, yeah, absolutely.
How much longer is the journey actually to Planetside from where we're at for Zarasek?
Oh, re-entry is minutes.
Oh,
Not,
shit. Okay.
yeah, re-entry is minutes. So for you to land somewhere, you just have to start scanning to figure out where you want to go
Got it.
exactly.
Well, I should have thought of this ahead of time because of the length of the spell, but I didn't think of it. But who can survive in a hostile atmosphere and who needs help? I need help.
I'm
gonna assume Mike
I
needs
can
help.
do. I'm gonna definitely need some help for that.
How hostile?
Well, Zarasek, gas, it's a hellhole down there.
Yeah, I ought to be fine, I think. Unless it's corrosive.
I was thinking hopefully you and 09 would be okay so that I could cover us more flesh-based members of the crew here.
Flesh-based.
Oh, now don't go confusing exterminator for a synth. That'll get you in trouble.
Oh, no, I don't mean that. I just, there's a lot more pink here than on our good friend X.
Yeah.
You ain't seen pink.
Speaking of which,
Oh boy.
did we have a hand to give 09? Does he still have a hand, or did we get rid of that body completely?
No, that was something.
Did we scrap that? Am I supposed to take the hand off the old exterminator to give to 09? Is that what we were doing?
That was
We
the
did
plan.
cover this.
It was.
We did cover this during last game. Because you didn't specifically tell me you were scrapping it, I assume it is still on board.
Okay. I couldn't remember if we sold it to someone for something. I was trying to remember.
I don't believe
would
so.
Yeah.
All right. I'll go
You did get rid of the other ship, the one that shot at you, but you
Yeah,
That's
didn't
right.
get rid of
We
that.
did. We got rid of that, didn't we?
But we kept the gun.
Mhm.
So I'll go, and if there is a salvageable,
Jesus, Rio.
Rio.
well done, Rio.
Oh, the cheese
my.
stink.
If there is if the appropriate hand is still not charbroiled from, let's say, some friendly fire.
You're just gonna have like two left hands.
Hey, it's better than no hand. We'll I'll see if I can. If it looks like the sockets will line up with 09's model, I will see if I can take off the old hand of exterminator for 09.
All right, roll for it.
The X Terminator. Yeah.
Oh, look at you.
Oh,
He's got jokes.
what am I rolling on that? Is that engineering?
Engineering.
That's a botch.
Well,
Excellent.
that hand's
You
nice.
go to remove the hand. One of the shanks is stuck. You try to put a little more elbow grease into it, and then 2 or 3 servos snap, And then as you try and push it back in and maybe do a repair job with Technomancy, a pressure valve releases and it shoots off across the room and crunches up against the wall.
That was not going to work, guys.
So now you cannot replace his missing right hand with a right hand.
Well, let's try a left one.
He's getting screwed. Game after game.
And we just gotta look around, like maybe we can give him like a claw, like a really good like stabbing thing.
Oh yeah, left hands are all where it's at.
After having dealt with the frustration, because you've had to annihilate synths before, but you've never really had to do a lot of up close and personal, delicate work on a synth. And that's not typically what you do. You will scrap into what you need. You don't typically take it apart. Yeah. But you learned a lot from that fuck up on the right hand. You're like, oh, right. And you find a locking switch that releases that shank and diverts that pressure gauge. So the whole thing just comes off.
It's only till we get to the next spaceport, and then we'll get him a proper right hand. But, you know...
I'm sure there's some Ysoki down there. They might colonize the planet. They gotta have something in the scrapyard.
I'm sure he won't even notice the difference.
Well, let's not say anything to his owners, you know. It's already paying him enough.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Engineering to attach it to 09, so when he powers up...
I'll let you keep it on this.
Okay. Just making sure.
Yeah, I'll let you keep it on that one. You already suffered enough. So you take your sweet time.
It almost looks natural.
And... it takes a couple of readjustments, and you end up having to fabricate a connecting piece, but it works.
It doesn't matter what game we play. If I have to fix an appendage on anyone, it's fun.
Oh, amazing.
Real, mechanical, or otherwise.
Or ghost.
Or ghost.
Or ghost.
Me and appendages don't get along in game.
All right. In a total of, from the point that 09 powered down, 4 hours later, 09, you wake up, you check the time, and you understand from your internal clock, you've been out for exactly 240 minutes.
And I wave at him.
I run a diagnostic.
Your right hand servos are angled incorrectly.
Or I should say...
yeah, there's birds. Why do we have birds?
Yeah.
So, guys, quick story. We have a mockingbird that doesn't make noise during the day, but as soon as it gets dark, it will make noise all night, and it never does the same call twice. So enjoy the nature right outside my window.
It's beautiful.
I am, actually.
There's a mockingbird. Literally, it'll make different calls all day. It's never the same.
Let me get this straight. For 3 years, we were in a game where we were in tropical islands and woodland areas.
And I didn't
the sound guy did not bring the mockingbird, but the moment we're in space, the sound guy brings a mockingbird.
I brought the mockingbird onto the ship so that way we know if oxygen levels get low, just like a canary in a coal mine, all right?
Okay.
2 people owned birds last game.
Also,
see...
shout out to this great microphone for being able to pick that up.
You guys see Mike over in the corner poking at his weird-ass new bird? What's the bird's name, Mike?
What's that? Sorry?
What's the bird's name, Mike?
We got a squatter. Another stowaway.
Bird's name. Give me a minute.
Thanks, Malice. Hey, maybe it's Malice.
It could be Malice.
Malice the bird. Thanks for the
Malice the bird.
Thanks, Malice.
Thanks, Malice.
What kind of... is it a mockingbird?
It is now.
It is a mockingbird.
Oh, can this be like a mechanical bird that mocks Spicy Mike the entire time?
No, it's a real bird. I want it to be a real bird. It's not a synth
real bird that has the mind of Morgan Freeman reincarnated into it.
It's the bird that's narrating it.
Did it also do the Jiminy Cricket like conscience? Like,
And that's when Spicy Mike knew that the bird's name was Morgan.
Yes,
Morgan.
Back
Not
on
Morgan.
Isabella at the Planetary Union Station, you guys were just getting beers with Spicy Mike, and you guys saw him flip out about this return bird. Return bird, or return for that, is just a catch-all for genetically returned animals from the previous system that you guys had, that the colony brought with in the genetic equivalent of the seed vault, with the intention of having to reconstruct a new ecosystem, purposely using invasive species. And this return bird is just a beautiful songbird for sale.
oh, I just
Truly.
realized.
This particular one is a mockingbird.
I just realized Spicy Mike's gonna try to like tie notes to its foot like the crows in Game of Thrones and like sending them out to like cargo bay, and it's gonna die in space. Like,
Spicy Mike understands
Might
where
get
he
there
is.
eventually.
He's not a complete idiot.
tell you,
Snail
this,
mail.
at
He
some
just
point in
doesn't
this
quite
game,
know where he is all the time.
I don't know when, but at some
It's
point in
like,
this
right,
game,
this
it's
is the
gonna
abyss,
happen.
right?
It's gonna
Yeah.
carry a note at some point in this game. I guarantee you.
This is gonna come.
Oh,
back to
9, that
haunt
would
you,
be
man.
the first bird you've ever seen. See, Spicy Mike's got a little hand up to it. It's pecking seed out of his hand, sitting on his finger. It doesn't seem to smell him.
That's the best part about birds. Not so good at smell.
I just stare envious at him, but I'm staring at his hand. I believe I have 2 left hands.
Wait, yeah. Sorry about
Sometimes
that.
I use that expression too. Sometimes I just fumble
So,
stuff and don't make any sense.
The servos on the exterminator, the fake one, on his right hand were busted, so we had to scrap the left one until we get to the next port.
I mean, it's a lot of Yusoki down there. We'll probably find a scrapyard. You could take a crack at it, maybe, 09? I mean, you were asleep. We didn't really know what to do, but
No,
you
that is fine.
a hand.
It may.
Guys, we're now looking down at those coordinates. It's a real mess. There's a lot of haze and a lot of radioactive interference with scans. You can take a look for yourself. And then he punches up at a screen from the pilot cockpit to a screen in the mess where you guys are at, and a 3-dimensional, very small digital reconstruction of what the ground looks like. So you can see a chunk of ground, kind of like how the map appears in Deep Rock, that it can turn, but you see whole chunks of it are taken up by big amorphous forms that look like lava lamp globules. And as those things move through, then it reconstructs itself. You see a lot of flat terrain that is stair-step terraced in weird chunks that are oddly angled. And then those blobs, it takes you a while to actually see the whole thing, because every second or two, one of those blobs moves through, or 2 or 3 of those blobs. And then it goes all hazy and then it has to reconstruct itself. But you do see the facility. It's sitting on a second tier pseudo cliffside that's really wide. That area where it's at is about a half mile in diameter before it's a big drop off. It all appears to be marshland. There are angry, small-looking flora that do not appear to get much taller than a half a story of a building. And you also see, and you don't notice it at first, but there is an object that's pinging as metal with a faint energy signature about a mile away on a lower tier.
X starts compiling the scrap he needs.
Hey, Boffrin's here.
Hey,
What's up, Boffin?
And then I will cast my junk armor to make it form around me like a suit of armor.
I don't know why, but I was really hoping you were just going to say, I cast my junk.
Cast my junk.
I did.
And just throw it into the wind.
Yep.
You could do that, or I was thinking like, making
Like
a
a
cast.
rod and reel.
That way, Junior Patrick style.
Nice.
In my
Helios.
head, it's just like a junkyard
Yeah, no.
Iron Man suit.
The plan is to find your friend and then return on our journey to...
Well, no, the plan was to check out that signal and figure out what was going on, and now it does sound like my friend is alive, but I don't know where she is. Like, you said the gem or whatever told you she got captured, and he was going to tell you where to find her?
Yes. Yes, she is on a ship that he cannot find.
Oh. Well, we're here for... I mean, I hate to kind of say it this way, but we're kind of here for money for now. And hopefully maybe we can figure out a way to hold on to the ship so we can find
Oh,
her.
this is a site where we have to clear out the aliens again.
The squatters.
Or bugs.
Sorry.
Yeah.
Bugs
It
and...
was the deep cut, but now it's stuck in my head, so that's how it happened. Sorry, I was looking something up, and I wasn't paying attention to any of your dialogue because I'm a terrible person. And so every single time Dax starts casting on his armor, you guys see he sticks out his arms as he's casting, and it builds on his leg, arm, and then chest piece, just like the action sequence in Centurions when the armor builds itself in the montage that happens every single episode when they're powering up their armor.
Nice. Nice.
Deep cut. Nobody cares, but I can.
Who was the Centurions?
The Centurions was a cartoon in the 80s, and it was based on a toy line, and the little guys had sockets on their chest, and an additional piece of armor would fit there, and that's literally the whole angle. And they were vaguely the four branches of the military based on a biome. So there was a water guy, a jet guy, a tank guy.
Yeah.
Jet guy.
Here, look up 80s Centurion here.
I just
Guy
got
Jet, actually. Yeah.
Guy jet guy.
I'll link it in the Discord for everyone else.
I bet you can find the montage.
You probably can.
This is the theme song. It's got it in there.
All right, but yeah, we need to make some cash quick in case we can't keep the ship.
Yeah.
We got a big offer.
Speaking of which, Whit, that approach looks a little hairy. You need a second set of hands on the con?
I'm not going to say no. I'm having a tough time getting a good line of sight on all this. Oh, God. What is that?
Oh, I'll be right up. All right. So before I do that, let me just get this settled, all you guys, and I'm going to just do a quick bit of finger guns, and all of a sudden, myself, Mike, and Dax, little like points of light fire out at them, and like there's a bit of like a boom bubble that pops around their
Is
body.
it a legit bubble? Can we see it?
That's a good question.
Dude, it's 1 day per level?
Yeah. It lasts
Yes.
a long time.
That's why I was
sick.
kicking myself. I should have cast it yesterday twice, but
Holy cow.
Okay, here's part of my
They made us you don't have to burn a lot of spells.
my dual opinion on Starfinder with it being in space. They want to have it in space, but they don't want space to be as lethal as space.
They don't want
is.
space to be that hard.
And yet, they don't want space to be all that hard. So they suddenly populate the game with these very low-level spells that are inordinately powerful to
For
just
real.
avoid space. It's like, well, which is
And
it?
you can cast it at 100 feet plus 10 feet per level. Literally, somebody gets like, just gets airlocked, and he was like, no.
Yeah, there's another one I haven't even taken yet, but eventually there's a level one, a first level spell that's just no coordinates of someone else on the same planet.
Yeah.
Wow.
I feel like they went to a lot of trouble to make sure that every spell you take throughout this game will be useful throughout the entire game. Like they went to a lot of extreme to make sure that like you don't have wasted spell slots like down the road where it's like, well, I don't use my level ones anymore. Like, no, you use all of them.
There's
going to
be a bunch of level ones that I'm going to be using for a long time.
And the ones that don't level up, like flight goes from like levitate to like, you know, it like grows as you go with it. So
I'm down.
So Malice, that's coming up pretty quick, isn't it? Like here, I thought I just read something about Spelljammer coming out real recently.
Yeah, Spelljammer's about to come out.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't know what that is.
Music died, Cam.
What did I do?
Music.
What? Stop.
What?
I passed it off, but no.
Now playing. Nothing currently. Well, it usually goes. That's fine. That's
I
fine.
haven't had music since the Songbird. I just assumed the Songbird was the music at one point. I was like, that's a weird choice, but okay.
That's it. This spell does not specify whether it's visible or not, but being a bubble, I'm going to assume that it is. It says it's movable, so it seems to suggest you can perceive it. So, but it doesn't interfere with your vision. But it is like, I don't know, for some reason, whenever I think of something with a bubble, my head goes to World of Warcraft and the fucking priest
Paladin
bubble I
bubble.
would put on everybody, or the paladin bubble. Yeah, that's what I see in my head all
Nice.
the time.
No, this looks like it just floats vaguely man-shaped surrounding you.
I'm
a little more
thinking
form-fitting.
the Dune armor.
Yes.
Yes.
Yeah,
More
very much so.
That's nice. I like that.
Not the 80s one.
No.
No, not the
blocks.
blocky. Yes, not the.
I think the blocks had some charm.
Oh, they were
It
awful.
has some charm. I agree.
Awful.
Awful.
Jean-Luc Picard looked amazing in that fight. Come on.
Jean-Luc Picard does
There we
that.
go. Spending some more cams.
Just prime those dice.
And with that spell
You're
spent
gonna need it down there.
on myself, Dax, and Mike, I will run it to the con to assist Wit.
Sorry, she did there.
gun.
All right, you take controls. I'm going to see what I can do to clear up the sensors because
Oh
this
shit!
is
Yeah.
nonsense.
No, this is. Oh god.
He and jets down to another section where he can manipulate with a finer degree how the sensors take in information, not just your controls up front. And he manages to clear it up enough that you can pick once where you're going to be. Do you want to be near the facility? Give me a perception. Actually, give me a perception check.
You got it.
Actually, no, I'm a dumb. Computers would be better for this particular thing.
Oh, for me, for computers, it would just be the straight roll then, because my computers is a 0, so it's a 15.
It clears up just enough for a blip that secondary object that's at about a mile on the ground away from the facility is a ship.
So that second energy signature, guys, that's another ship.
It's not an energy signature.
Oh, I'm sorry.
You notice that you're not getting heat from it or any electromagnetic energy readings from it.
And you said it's about 1.
You're just getting metal. It's pinging as a metal of some kind.
And how far away? How far away is it from the facility?
A mile.
A mile out. So we got another ship. I think powered down a mile out from the facility. Where do you guys want to head? I can land us there, or I can land us at the facility. Basically, are we going in loud and hot, or are we gonna go snoop around and then walk our way in?
I don't know. It sounded like the guy wanted us to be pretty discreet.
Well, then maybe we should go check out this ship and make our way in from there. Just let me know though, because this might suck. You might want to buckle up.
All right.
And make sure we got the radiation suits handy. All right, great.
Locked and loaded.
It'll be fine. It's gonna be a fine flight. Sorry, I don't do this over the comms bullshit like on the flights that they always do. Gotta work on my ship side manner.
All right, land your ship.
Shit.
Dax, you gonna show us how to do the life preserver?
Because of the shitty interference, you have a -4.
Oh, shit.
All right.
We crash into the ground.
Ooh, that was not an amazing roll, so it is a 14.
All right. You land her, and as you come in, you see one of those blobs hoards your field of vision in the last minute, and you can see that blob through just glass, no sensors, is a cloud that's vaguely luminous, and as it goes across the glass, you see the glass begin to pit, and you see the metal on the exterior of the ship begin to sizzle And as the Bogart moves through, she rocks to the side. You hit a couple trees. You scuff up some of the landing gear, you think. You hear something, and then go flying away. And she lands askew. You manage to put her down soft-ish. She doesn't come in a skid. She comes straight down, but something twists off, and she lands on an angle.
Oh, God. Well,
the tradition continues.
We're down. It's fine. We didn't blow up, and that's always a plus.
That was a rough landing.
Over the comms, you guys hear? Not it. I didn't.
No, that was me. I'll take it. That's all me.
We'll rock it out.
Dex walks up there to the pitted windshields. He's a little worried about the glass, and he starts to perform some technomancy for mending to restore the hit point damage back to the glass parts.
The glass itself ends up taking you a couple minutes to fully mend. And as you mend it, you can sense that you see that just active, the glass you didn't have to mend is becoming ever so slightly frosted outside.
Oh.
So you've fixed you've patched the issue, but the rest of the glass is starting to become vaguely frosty. Not like with frost on it, but like hazy.
You know, I hate to say it, guys, but I think I might want Wit to take it back up.
Out of atmosphere?
Yeah. Otherwise, we're paying for this junk heap.
Well, I mean, with enough time, I can do a bit of repairs throughout the ship this way if I need to, but just I don't know if I can keep up with how quickly it's gonna erode.
I have a feeling we're gonna need you down in the hole. Why don't we check out outside real quick to see if this is gonna be a problem for us?
All for it.
You go outside. Do you have the life bubble on you?
I do not.
And, yeah, our two more mechanical friends do not.
So I have the constructed trait, which says I do not need to breathe, and don't suffer the normal environmental effects of being in a vacuum.
Okay.
I have bonuses against stuff, but I'm assuming maybe not this.
All right. Give me a fortitude save once you're outside.
It's on the sheet.
I should note,
There's a save.
life bubble does not protect against radiation.
13.
13. You failed on that one. You take a point of acid damage as this active atmosphere starts to pit your equipment, and in the cracks where the air is touching your bare skin, you feel it begin to itch.
We're not going to want to be outside, I'll tell you that.
Well, I could just use another...
That cloud has now passed the ship, and you can actively see outside gray, vaguely yellowish cloud of vapor, like fog that wisps around these plateaus in small clouds, not like giant fog where it's a big old blanket. And they seem to be pushed by random air currents. After a while, you start to notice a pattern, but you notice a pattern in the sense like if you dropped sand into a creek and watched it disperse, it takes a while to see it. And the longer you're out here, the more you can look up at the Bogart, and this is just ambient. The atmosphere of Zarasek is corrosive.
All right, what do you guys think?
How bad are we in view of the other ship from where we landed, or we have to take a little bit of a hike?
It was up to you where you were trying to land.
I was trying to land close to the ship, but I know it was a bumpy.
You can totally see it. You didn't get a great landing, but you did good enough that you landed where you wanted to land.
Is that other ship like badly corroded to all hell?
Yeah, it's real bad. You can see through the bulkhead in at least 5 locations.
I'm gonna bang on the fuselage a couple times.
I don't think this is where we
On
need
yours
to be.
or it?
On it. Anyone in there?
Okay, you hear, stay back! And then you hear a powering up of something.
Not looking for trouble, just seeing if anyone needed help.
Who sent you?
We sent ourselves.
Who are you?
I'm the exterminator.
Really? Then you see a little head pop out, and in a hefty suit that appears to have been patched multiple times, you see an 11-year-old boy.
Anyone else with you?
No. I came to check on the ship, and the ship is wrecked. So that means we're stuck. Oh, Jesus. This is not supposed to go like this.
It said we. Who else is around?
My team, I think.
Where'd they head off?
Probably the site. Look,
Why don't you come over here? We'll get you in our ship. Might hold together a little longer than yours.
that'd be great. So he comes on, and he hops in the ship.
Oh,
Anything on the ship we should pick up?
No, I've been looking through it for the past couple hours, and I was starting to think I wouldn't be able to keep the suit patched to get back to the facility, because the facility's got shielding, but this is ridiculous.
Found a kid out there.
yeah, I'm seeing that. Hi.
Hi, Chris. Thank you. Thank you
Chris,
so much.
Yeah, I'm Helios. You met Exterminator over there.
Weird.
So this facility's got shielding, you say, but not big enough for you to land your guys' ship in there?
We weren't sure if we should land. Look, we're part of a team that's meant to go in and see what can be salvaged, and then hold the site until we can get the owners in, or at least get a message out. Something went wrong? I'm sorry.
Oh, it's fine.
This
look,
place
how
is really... It messes with your head.
How long you been here, kid?
And when you ask him that,
27 years.
he's like, I don't know. And as he says that, he blinks, and you see his left eye bulge slightly, and a little bit of red wells up. Oh, jeez.
You all right?
It hurts.
Take a seat over there. I got a med kit here. See what I can do for you.
I'm gonna do
Okay.
a quick detect magic and just look him over.
Give me a perception check.
You got it. 28.
He has a aura that is swirling cloud, and that cloud has a thin cigarette smoke like look, like ribbons that go soft and then thin again, and yet they continually rotate around him.
Hey, I'm gonna lower my voice and kind of sidle on over to Dax. I'm still kind of getting used to these things, but I know enough to know when it doesn't look good. Mind taking a look at this kid with the little bit of the whole magic eye thing?
You
seem to know more about it.
You catch up with Dax, and he's going through his hygiene kit, and it looks like he's checking the reagents on some of his hair care products for what chemicals are inside to see if he can find something that he can use as an ointment that might protect us from the radiation. Like, he's going to chemistry his way out of this in a minute. He puts it down. He's like, oh, sure. He walks on over there, takes a look at him.
Yeah, I use that.
What's he got going on?
Oh, no. Sorry, I was admiring your hair gel. It's weird. Smokey, you seem to know the names of these things before when we were looking at it in space, so you'd probably know what you were looking at. I just know what it...
Okay.
Yeah, I just know what it makes me feel kind of... and this is having that vibe.
Got a 26 on the medicine check, by the way. Check the kid over.
The kid he's running a fever of 100 degrees.
3.
No, just 100.
Got a fever of 103.
He's got an elevated blood pressure.
Come on, baby.
And his pulse is a little erratic, which could be any number of things. The kid has an increased pulse. Not more than somebody that's just run a sprint. And yet his pulse is a little too off its beat slightly, which could imply some sort of heart irregularity or maybe a heart murmur issue.
Oh my gosh.
His breathing sounds shallow, and it also sounds a little raspy with just the slightest bubbling sound.
Do you have any of these issues before you came planetside, kid?
No. Everything was fine before we got to the site.
Yeah, it sounds like you got some of this crud in your lungs here.
Something must have hit me, and I don't know.
Take a hit off this inhaler, see if this helps you.
He doses, and the swelling on his eye starts to reduce, and his pulse calms. His fever doesn't drop, though.
Yeah, you've been through the ringer. I think we came along.
All right, well, if this facility's got shielding, I know I kind of wrecked some of the landing gear, but how do we feel about trying to lift off again and have another kind of maybe messy set down at the facility where hopefully the Bogart won't get potted to hell?
I don't want to be stuck on this planet. That's a great idea. Shielding sounds brilliant.
Yeah, because the other option is Wit drops us off there and then goes back up into orbit, and comes and gets us, and we gotta hope a comm goes out of there.
That sounds like her options. Say, put her down.
Not necessarily.
Oh? What you got, O'Neill?
Well, I haven't told you, but I have been working on a small project.
Oh?
I
go back to my room.
He's always working.
Follow me, please.
Love it.
Okay.
Oh yeah, no.
I love that he's now got. We now have the character that metagame works on projects as Clint works on projects. So now he can surprise you guys with crazy ass projects he's been doing.
I flip over a big tarp, and you see a hastily constructed single-person speeder.
Nice.
Oh.
Oh, look at that. What does it do?
Bitchin'.
Technically it doesn't... I'm still missing some components, but if I were to set a solid booster rocket on this, this could be used as a beacon. This is far easier for us to put in a shielding environment, and we could launch this as a signal beacon. And he could come back down and pick us up. You are muted, my friend.
Sure are.
Your suit
Oh,
powered
yeah.
down.
It looks like that.
Oh my god.
Oh no, I must zoom out.
Nice.
Nice.
It's a hell of an idea, 09.
There we
I
go.
like it.
That's pretty good.
There's still gravity on this planet, right? So I mean, whatever you launch up is gonna come back down.
What's
Oh
more
no,
that
it will go into orbit.
You're gonna
Zarasek
launch it all the way.
has, Zarasek has gravity. Its gravity is slightly weaker.
Oh,
That's what I was
shit,
saying.
we
I would
can't
attach
roll
a
down
solid
here.
rocket to it, and I would just launch it into orbit.
I like that idea. Why don't we see if we can put the Bogart in the shielded facility first? I think that's the easiest of all
I
the
just
options.
don't want to be trapped inside of a facility where our Bogart is locked down by someone else controlling the doors.
Well,
That
we don't
concerns me.
know how far out the shielding goes. It could extend beyond the perimeter, and we can just put it outside under shielding. Don't got to necessarily put it in the building. We don't know what it looks like yet.
I like your idea, though, 09. If we
I
get
do.
there and we can't get in the shield anyway, we'll have to do that. So
I agree.
we got a nice backup. Great move.
Well, something to think about. If we happen to find some components, we could definitely make this work. Also, in the meantime, Levi, I start recalibrating my subsystem so that I have 2 left hands. That way the functions will work correctly. Millions of years of evolution could be proven wrong here. 2 left hands may be better.
Who needs biosymmetry?
That's fantastic.
I was just
Finally, punching your subsystems correctly, you can now remove the macros that were commanding your new right hand to bend itself backwards to compensate. And this now makes sense perfectly.
All right, let's take a look at the shield. Kid, you said your team probably went inside.
Yeah. But I'm really hazy. I don't know what really happened after we got past the first room.
Oh man.
I must have passed out. After that, I was by myself. I wanted to head back to check on the ship to make sure nothing was wrong with it. There's something in there. And there's stuff in the hills, too.
Let's get to the shielding then. Yeah, I'm gonna go up to the cockpit and get us in that. All right. I'm gonna go up to the con and fire us back up to move on over there and
Roll, pilot! Who
Yeah.
likes to be the pilot?
I will. I will do that. And,
Pilot.
I'm gonna give the kids some something for the fever as well.
We're gonna go.
Okay.
Fulcrum instead.
He gives him more cowbell.
Come on, you always wanted to pilot. Yeah, you know. Oh, you know.
Levi,
I love that this Fulcrum player rolls a 10 so much.
Ooh, that one hit harder than I thought it was
Yep, got
gonna.
him.
I didn't hear the joke. I had missed out. It must be a cultural reference.
He said, "I'm going to give him something for the fever," and I just said he gives him more cowbell.
More cowbell!
Good shit.
I'm Bruce
Do I-
Dickinson.
Do
I make
still
gold records. I put on my pants one leg at a time.
Do I
When I
still
get
have
my
the
pants
-4?
on.
Or now that I'm in atmosphere and not doing a re-entry, is it without the -4?
Yeah, now you can actually see better because you're underneath all the haze.
Okay.
So in a weird way, as long as you're just checking other terrain, you can see better. You're now finding the -4 piloting for trying to navigate anything that's above you.
Oh, okay. So that's -4 would be if I was going out of that.
Yep.
All right.
Levi,
So
does-
22 in that case.
Okay. Does ship actions count during piloting maneuvers? Because there are functions
That gets
in part of the
that
computer
gets-
engineering that gives bonuses to piloting checks. So would it not function during these times?
Sure. You're not wrong.
But
hold on, what?
Anytime we're in the ship, we could be manning those stations.
Because, no. What he's saying is that the computer, specifically the computer element
I
of
keep
the ship,
forgetting that.
it gives a bonus to pilots, and he's not wrong about that.
Right.
Oh yeah.
As I said, we can be manning those at any time.
So the previous damage is done, but moving forward...
Yeah.
I could technically use an action to aid his piloting roles if I'm on the ship with him, correct?
And yeah, and I think I forgot too. Let me look at the Bogart. Build points, modifier.
Technically, we're under ship combat rules anytime we're in the ship.
Computers.
Yes and no.
we can combat anything.
We're not doing it by rounds, but like we can
crazy.
be taking one of those actions at any point in time when we have to do something.
Yeah, I could be taking. That's what it was. I could be taking +1 to any 2 checks per round. So I guess and there's a +2 if I'm using computers. So I'm going to have to remember that the Bogart's giving us those bonuses. All right. So noted.
Anytime we're in the Bogart, we're always just aiming at something just in case, so we get bonuses.
It's all about those bonuses.
Oh yeah.
Externally, just start shooting.
We will immediately forget about
it.
What else do I get?
Just clear the path.
What else do I get?
Also, man, is this kid wearing red? I've seen way too much Star Trek, and I don't like this. This is how every episode starts with the away teams. Not good.
Depends on what show it is.
This kid is not wearing red. This kid is wearing a light blue, but it's been patched a lot with, you see, quick sealant kind of like spray foam insulation, only it doesn't expand as much. And his suit is patched together with parts of other suits.
Right. Right, well then, with that, I guess 23, or did I get aided? 23. I will try to attempt to find someplace near the facility to put the ship down, and I'm not sure if we can detect with our sensors how far out its shielding extends. If I could find someplace both into the shielding and still outside to put the Bogart down in, that would be ideal.
So, what you find is, as you were not here for that initial conversation now, Helios, I apologize. You are aware that this place that you're meant to check out does have its own landing pad. And outside of that landing pad, you see these thin, very tall towers that have been installed at 6 points surrounding the entire facility. And those towers emit a projected range that is a chemical neutralizer for the corrosive agent.
Excellent. I will put it down right on that landing pad then.
So as you guys move through, you actually come through this silvery mist that inside, suddenly everything is much more clear once you move through that cloud. And so you are inside of a cloud that now, once you're in it, you can actually see better out of it.
So,
and everything outside of it looks very yellowish.
God, he's so
And
crazy.
way off in the distance, you see little pulses, and then occasionally the weird sounds that sound way too big to be an animal, but don't sound like thunder.
So, I'll make a life science roll. Dax would like to know whether or not bugs could live on this planet normally if the shield wasn't here. Are there chitinous hides impervious to this level of acid?
Chitinous.
Better get a bonus from Spicy Mike on that one.
Yes, I get to roll my constitution to make his roll better.
So, if we was to wanted to clear this place out, we cannot just easily disable the shield and watch everything that has to live come running out of there like putting smoke down a snake hole.
No. In fact, you know, your check was good, not great. You know from personal experience, corrosive weapons don't work as well on the swarm, and you've heard that anybody that fought swarm on Zarasek, the bug war on Zarasek was much more a war against your own gear. And so the bugs thrived. They seem to have no
that
problems.
That is not an option here. Got it.
It's amazing that the colonies here have lasted at all.
Seriously.
Because I was thinking...
But they are very far apart. It's like the Old West. It's like a dot here, a dot there, and these long, vast expanses of extremely dangerous everything.
I mean, this is crazy, but I can't imagine anybody wanting to actually have this place.
There's some.
Oh my gosh!
Love Lindy.
A raid from Lindy.
Hey,
Thanks for the
Thank you for the raid.
We appreciate
Hi,
it.
Raiders. Welcome to Starfinder. Our guys have been tasked with a mysterious, aren't they always, jobs to clear out a facility whose ownership is uncertain on a planet with a corrosive atmosphere. And they've now met an 11-year-old boy, and they have saved him.
Or he has deceived us.
Yes,
Because we're PCs and everyone is suspicious.
He's got the crazy eye.
Because I'm running the game. I never trust him.
The only thing,
Never trust an 11-year-old.
we learned last session is the thing we trust less than NPCs is random magical items.
Never. If it's magical and sentient, just get it out of here. Get it out of here.
You can make a magical item and also be an NPC. It's double down. We're not keeping it.
So you go in the jar.
It's true.
You go in a
You go
jar.
to jar.
Go in a jar.
Get out of here. You go to jar.
Basically what we did.
All right. Nice
Well,
landing.
So I'm gonna huddle the guys up, kind of out of earshot of the kid. So how do we feel about taking the kid with us, or leaving the kid here on the boat with Wit? I don't know if I feel great about
Take a kid into battle?
Well, he wanted to go there himself, and he might know the place. He's seen it inside, though we don't seem to remember.
Have you
much.
ever had a kid or been around a kid?
I mean, yeah, I was a kid.
They always want to go to the place they ain't supposed to.
Yeah, that kid's in rough shape. It's going to be coughing him.
If he knows the people that are here, though, how else would we have an invite without him? There are others, are there not?
Yeah, it's apparently he's got a team in there. He says.
Well, all right.
Well,
I guess if this is a return the kid home mission.
Right, we're getting rid of the kid. You know, you have, it's like being a fun uncle. You know, you brings the niece and nephew over, you have some fun for the day, and you hand them back.
you send him out.
Yeah.
Pro move.
It is a pro move.
Plus, I do not trust leaving
And
anyone on the
Smalls
ship,
knows all about it.
especially one that does not remember where he has been.
Right, so, okay, we take the kid. Because, I mean, I like Wit, but I don't know how good he is with kids anyway.
Yeah, I don't know.
We'll take
Lot
the
to pay
kid.
attention to.
Also,
Okay. I mean, we
gonna
gotta
lie.
remove the squatters in this facility, too. Like, are we even sure that the squatters aren't his people? Like, maybe it's the same people that we have to remove.
they might, and if that's the
Very
case,
probable.
then we'll just usher a bunch of kids out of there. Though I'm a little
The
worried.
kid is currently out of earshot,
Yeah.
as I would assume you would have talked about
Oh,
him out
that's
of
why I was
earshot.
trying to say
And
that
so
was
he is
gonna-
currently in the mess where you've situated him, because the mess is pseudo central living quarters for all of you, or social area. So he's sitting there and he's currently sipping tea that was replicated for him.
So, I mean, have we thought this through, Helios? That there's a chance that we get in there and the people we gotta remove are somehow related to your people.
What, like?
Like, is that the person we followed down here from the ship, right? Like,
Oh, No, she's on another ship somewhere in the middle of nowhere. She was just drifting through the system, and it was nice and serendipitous that we were able to swing by, and we did. But it sounded like Gem Boy was saying she got imprisoned on some secret ship out in the middle of nowhere.
Oh, that's right. So these aren't the same people with the beacon. These are different people. But this kid's probably still with them, though. I mean...
Scavengers, apparently, you say they work for the people who own the place, but I mean... This kid doesn't seem to remember much, Actually...
I mean... The person who gave us this mission, if I remember right, it was kind of dubious on ownership of this facility.
Sure was.
So, anyone claiming to have ownership is disputed.
Yeah,
it sounds like.
This guy just said he was going to contact the owner, so be interested to know who he knows to contact, I guess. But anyways, I think gotta figure it out up here. Maybe I might put a few more questions to the kid, try and get a sense of him before we get out of there, and see if we can figure a few things out. I'm just worried he's contaminated with God knows what. I don't know. That smoky aura. Didn't care for that.
Oh, you see something unnatural?
Yeah, he's got some kind of magic.
I made a crap mysticism check. I don't know either.
Well, his lungs are real fucked up. He's got a fever.
Yeah, hopefully
I wouldn't
he
show up with it.
You mean like scan for heightened temperatures in there?
No, I just mean whatever you're doing.
Oh, I just know it looks like weird, inky smoke. I'm not really trained in this kind of stuff. This is all kind of new to me. Sorry.
Fair enough.
I knew some people back in the corpse who would understand exactly what's going on with him.
That's not getting old for me. That's.
But that was not my specialty.
I believe my programming has not correctly said that word. Is that how you say core?
What?
Oh, you talking with the P?
Yeah.
Yeah, it's silent.
No. I know all about corpses. I've seen a lot of them in my day. I get what you're coming from, all right? I understand it.
Further study is required.
The worst, Mike, is when the corpses get back up.
That happens more than I would like to admit.
DM Levi, I have a device named the Bryn Medical Inhaler.
What?
Would that be of any help to this small boy? Do I know what it does?
You know, this Bryn Medical Inhaler is a high-grade subsidiary of TMC with their medical division, and that in general, Bryn makes quality medical supplies for the purposes of... The Bryn subset is all pharmaceuticals. This inhaler is listed as a painkiller.
Ah, okay. I stick it back in my pocket. Unfortunate.
For future reference, this is a... let's see how many puffs it's got in it. Go ahead and roll a d4.
No.
No.
Nope, never mind. I wrote what it heals a 1d4, so let me roll this. I will make this dice thing work. A d4. I rolled a 3.
Nice.
It's got 3 puffs in it.
Excellent.
All right, so we bring the kid. We ask him how many's with him and who he's supposed to be reporting to. We don't have any idea who we're reporting to either, so hard to cross-check it, but...
Are we supposed to be reporting to anyone? I am so confused on this mission.
Yeah, there's a lawyer.
Parts.
Yeah.
A lawyer?
We report back when it's done, right? But I mean, it's not like we don't really have a contact.
What qualifies
anything.
Done?
Remove the bugs, remove the squatters.
And then he gave you a secondary location.
The Liching Hour.
And followers.
All right, Liching Hour. Welcome to Starfinder. The guys have landed on a planet with a corrosive atmosphere. They've just landed outside a facility that has some shielding. And they have found another ship they were unaware of that's been eaten up by the atmosphere that had a single survivor on it. They've brought the survivor with them. He's an 11-year-old boy, and they definitely trust him.
Definitely not.
Oh, no, the sense motive is coming.
And now they are about to enter the facility that they've been hired to clean of bugs and clean of squatters. All they know about the squatters is that it's not just bugs here, because previous recon done by their client, not them, had drones shot down.
I appreciate that, Crow.
Thank
Appreciate
you.
that.
And,
I'm Jeff, by the way, so
understand.
thanks for the cursing.
Curse all of the dice.
This client didn't happen to mention him sending other teams ahead of time. Like, we're not so certain that maybe this kid's team is some team they tried to send before and they just got, I don't know, brain fried in here.
I think maybe he did mention about some failures to clear this place prior.
You guys still have the original files that were sent when the
Let's look at them.
hiring occurred.
We have files?
Not out.
No one remembers.
That's right.
No one
It's
wrote
been
this
like a
down.
month.
Is that what you're
The
saying?
truth was here the whole time.
You get a you get a blueprint of the top floor and the additional 3 floors that go down into the surface of the planet.
Super useful.
This whole area is on the outside is about the size of a football field, but at least 75 of those yards is the landing pad. And so the outside facility goes in and then it stacks all the way down into the earth. You see that the lowest level is reserved for mostly machinery that appear to be connected to additional hardware that's under the surface of the planet. And in addition, that lowest floor, it appears that machinery is accessible only by a few rooms, and it's ridiculous. It's not like a lot of machinery you would walk around with a lab. It's like floor to ceiling hardware, like you'd see in a factory. And then the third level down, so I just described 4, the third level down, ton of equipment. You see not a lot of storage. You see a mountain of electricity is coursing through this place, going to every facility and every machine. And this thing is designed to have multiple fail safes for energy consumption and reproduction.
All right. So there we go.
Well, at least we got a map. That's gonna help us. Let's maybe hit this kid up, see if we can get some sense showing the map. Is there any information in these files about a previous team or previous?
Nope.
Okay.
You find out that the actual contract is listed as 30,000 credits for the team to go in and remove any bug incursion, as well as identifying and detaining the trespassers.
Okay. So,
and then it defines detain as based at your discretion.
Okay.
And that it elaborates to to reduce as much damage to the facility as possible.
So we're gonna Ghostbusters this place, right?
That's right. Spreading that love.
Tactical knives, Animal G, this place is going to potentially be worth to the guys 5 tactical knives.
Oh yeah.
5 TKs.
It's good. That's good money.
That is.
All right. Well, Got questions for the kid? Let's ask him, and then let's get in.
I'm gonna download a copy of the blueprints to all our personal computers so that we have them when we go inside. So, kid, I don't know how you feel about going back in. We're parked outside. If you want to wait here in the
please,
ship,
I gotta go in there. I've got to find out what happened. I've got to find out why. If Chloe's okay. I don't know what happened to Wyatt, and I never even saw if Oscar made it inside.
Okay. How many were there total of all of you?
You're a team of 4.
Okay.
All right, so that's all 4 of you.
I'm gonna sense motive with an 18.
He is telling the truth. It's a team of 4. You feel there is a number of things he's not saying, and he seems uncertain when he is recounting the names and locations of like the events of who he saw go in, if they are okay. That seems more like a mix of speculation and hope and rationalization.
Gotcha. All right, well, here, take one of these then for you, and I'm going to hand him one of my pills. We'll help pick you up a little bit to push through while we go in there until we can get you a better medical.
Thanks.
Yeah, no, it should take the pain down a bit. Mark that off.
Do you
Could
let
be
us
bugs
know?
in there, kids, so be careful.
Do you indicate to us that you think he's maybe not being fully truthful to us?
Oh, when we have a second, yeah.
Okay.
After I give him the pill, except we walk away, it's like, he's pretty rattled. Yeah, I think he's leaving a few things out, but I mean, I don't get necessarily a sense it's ill motive, but he doesn't, even he's not quite sure what he remembers. So whatever's going on in that place, we better watch out. It scrambles the brain or something. I don't know. He's not in right sorts.
Hey, kid, what's your specialty? It's pretty rare to see some of your age on a team of 4. Must be pretty awesome.
I did really well. My academy, I'm systems tech.
Guess.
Thanks. Exterminator. That's just crazy. That's so weird. Why are you here? I mean, I'm not for nothing, but
Hey, you gotta keep
oh
your
my god,
skills
is that
fresh.
for shots?
Hell yeah, it is.
Oh, and you're the old guy.
That's
You're
right. Suck the sack.
yeah, the guy that Mike. You're the Mike guy.
Spice Lord. Yeah.
Yes.
I'm
Yes,
pretty famous
Lord
as
Mike.
things like that go, so it's fine. So, kid, just a quick question for you.
Oh my god,
so
you talk so weird.
he puts his hand on his shoulder, and when he does, just for like a split second, the green entropy just lights up. He's
Okay.
like, so, kid, so, it's gonna be pretty hairy in there, I think. So, if there's anything you may be remembering that you hadn't said already,
Roll intimidation.
Jesus,
God,
dude.
goddamn right. This is what I do.
Right, I rolled the
I
intimidation.
punch children. That's what I do.
Oh no, that's not my character.
This is a
Carl.
26.
Oh shit!
I got a +8 to intimidate, folks.
I mean, it stinks.
I don't remember,
Oh, don't be so
Much
nervous.
beyond
Everything's
the first
fine,
one.
you know.
but Oscar had to have been behind us. And the ship was fine when we landed. We were already dealing with atmospheric issue, but the ship was fine. Wyatt and Chloe were ahead of me. We had already cleared out 3 crawlers and 2 drones that were in the courtyard near the landing pad. And then once we breached the doors, I don't remember anything else. I'm so sorry. I wish I could help you out more. You guys have been really, really great.
Hey man, you doing good.
Yeah, don't worry about it. I'm just asking questions.
And then he vomits.
Damn it.
And then he suddenly looks really pale.
Hey kid, stay with us.
He stays up. He grabs onto Spicy Mike. You guys see the vomit comes out, and the tail end of it's pink.
Oh, shit.
And then you see, like what you hear, hard things in his vomit hit the floor.
Uh-oh. Is it gonna explode?
I think so.
From a step away, I'm just gonna try and take a perception check with the.
So if there's like metal shit that's going down, Spicy Mike places himself directly over it.
You see, Helios, you can see what look like little conical calcium formation things. They look vaguely like thorns or barbs, but they're... Well, give me a medicine check.
Yeah,
Helios.
I say, is a life science maybe?
Yeah,
say
life
this is a
science
bug
or
thing?
medicine.
Let's see if this is a bug infection or like eggs or some weird shit.
Yeah,
I got 20.
No, that's gross. That's so gross.
It's super gross, Helios.
It's gross.
Exterminator?
God, I'm glad I didn't have to fight the bugs hand to hand.
That's bone. He just vomited up little weird bone chunks. 3 of them.
Well,
And you can see his fever spiked.
Can I psychokinetic hand like pick one up gently?
You guys see as Dax focuses out, you see some of the scrap move around on the armor, and then out of the pool, drip, drip, drip. You see he's turning one in midair, and it looks kind of like a tiny bone D4, except a little less faceted.
oh. It's not a bug thing as far as I could tell.
God damn.
It's not looking good, but we got him patched up enough to get him back to somewhere safe. Maybe find a better facility. So we better make this quick.
Yeah, I'm going to. Is he still conscious at this moment, or did he lose consciousness?
Yeah, he's a little shaken. He's like, he wipes his mouth. I'm okay.
Here, kid,
I'm gonna be okay.
I'm gonna get him a thing of water and put 2 more mega vitamins down next to that. Don't take those both at once, but maybe take another one in a few minutes. And
When you give him the water, Helios, and he looks up at you, he's got peach fuzz.
Like he aged?
Wait, are these wisdom teeth?
So he's got peach fuzz that he did not have before.
Yep.
See that?
Gonna detect magic on him again. Has that aura changed at all?
No. It's the exact same aura. And with aura intensity, I'll give you a barometer. So an active magical spell would be 100%. An active magic item would be 100%. He's got like a 20%.
Oh, okay.
So that would interpret he's come in contact with something, or he's been affected by something. Sort of like a trace amount.
Kid.
You sure you're good to go in with us? Oof.
Hey kid, your team, how twitchy are they? You gonna shoot on sight?
We're professionals. We're professionals. You'll be fine.
All right. In case you pass out, is there anything we could say? Get them to be cool.
Be cool, man. Just be cool.
Yeah. If you see him, Charlie 77. They'll know that means that's our. This person is an ally. It's sort of our shorthand. They're
sense
cool.
motive on that one. Not that I'm good at it, but apparently I am good at it with a 19.
Nice.
That was a lie.
Okay. Said Charlie 77, right?
Yeah.
Okay. Appreciate it, man. We're gonna get you to safety.
Thanks.
All right, let's get suited up and let's get the hell out of here. I don't know how long he's got.
All right.
You guys leave the ship,
Grab him.
and you are still within the dispersal cloud of the shielding spray system as you approach the gate, which is a giant set of double doors that would allow for something potentially larger than a person, maybe like an 8-person speeder could probably fit in here, with a little bit of wiggle room if they need to haul anything.
All right. As we're walking in, I'm going to activate my nanites to form a sheath array around me. So it's just basically like Batmobile armor style.
Oh, nice.
It comes up and ripples over the top.
And you guys see that whatever parts of Exterminator you could previously see, where his suit underneath the armor can be seen, completely seals up, and now he looks like he's covered in a much more vectored version of scale mail.
Right.
And as you reach the doors, you can see this place has sparse power. The pad that for door controls has a faint, not a flicker, but in the sense of when a fluorescent light is slowly achieving full brightness, this is fading up and then dropping slight back down. But it's very subtle.
All right. Okay. Let's take a move in.
All right. Nice and easy, boys. Keep an eye out. I guess Exterminator with that fancy plate. You want point with Mike?
Oh, don't worry, we'll be up on point. We'll
Sounds
take
good
care
to
of
me.
it.
And,
All right.
and kids coming with us?
It's coming with us.
Why don't we put him in the center? We'll I can take up the rear with 09.
As I'm walking forward to the front, I'll kind of like whisper to each guy in time. It's off on that call word.
Give me a stealth in that in general.
Okay. So it'll be +2 to this.
Okay.
Ooh, doggy.
27.
The kid doesn't seem to react in any way as you're keeping an eyeball on him before you pass on that message. And as the doors... It's dark on the inside with light that's cast in from other rooms. You're looking at a larger garage area that was vacated quickly. You see crates have been knocked over. A lot of just random metal components of packaging have been left dispersed. And you even see a lot of scuff marks along the main floor, as if many things were being loaded in haste.
It's like whatever that did happen here, they wanted out in a hurry and didn't finish.
You can see there's a main door entering the remainder of the facility. There's a set of double doors, and there is a systems pad next to those double doors.
Well, we got the blueprints. We just sweeping floor by floor. I guess we got to clear this building.
Sounds like it. Sounds like we had crawlers in here at some point too, so keep an eye up at the ceilings.
Fuck. All right, I'm gonna activate my Adam Jensen goggles to fire up my infrared.
Okay.
All right. Kid said there's team cleared the first few rooms. We ought to be all right for the first bit. Let's double check on these side rooms.
Yeah, it doesn't hurt to double check.
Levi, I activate Will's combat tracking.
I sense no fast movement. Scanning for slower kinetic distancing. You open the next door, and now some automated lights kick on. When you get in here, you see more of the same. Now, you're starting to see equipment and tech. There appears to be a lot of rooms dedicated to gear that's very science, research, testing related in that vein. This floor also has quarters on it, so you're mostly passing a lot of people's rooms, seems to be. And in this first hallway, you guys pass about 12 rooms, and then a large mess hall, as well as bathrooms, and then some storage before you get to a lower level. Everything looks damaged.
Okay.
There have been shell casings fired, and in all of this, you do see the lacerations on equipment door frames. About 7 of the doors have been shot off or ripped off by physical force. And you do see a huge blood stain towards the end of the hallway of living quarters before you reach the lunch area.
Nobody anywhere?
I don't look so good.
You don't see a body.
Just blood. Great.
Just a pool, but no drag marks or anything like that?
You see feet, footprints that leave this blood pool with not really dragging, but like smearing, as if whatever it was either being pulled out and then stood up or struggled to stand. It's a little unclear, but what sets you on one versus the other option is it's a single set of footprints leaving this blood pool, and they are booted. And then you see, going through this, another 5 of those tiny little calcium thorn things.
It looks like whatever's got the kid got somebody here.
You guys see that the whole place has a little bit of that flickering power going on, but nothing ever blacks out, nothing ever flickers off. It's just slightly modulating with dimming and brightening every couple of minutes, so it's not like a strobing effect or anything like that. And it does appear that the computer systems are functional. At least every time you walk past any sort of data pad or any sort of console or interface, its screen is up. Some of the screens are damaged, but even then you can still see there's power coming to them. You just can't read them or manipulate them.
Do you mind if I take a look at the systems?
Just be careful.
Good to me.
Yeah, no, that's your thing.
I walk up to
Got
one
you
of the
covered.
phones. I attempt to hack.
Yeah, you do.
Yeah, video
DC is 19.
It's not bad. So that's a pretty good security system.
Wow, I rolled a 2.
Amazing.
Okay.
Do you have anything that can mitigate that
We
before
are
I
out
tell
of
you what
combat,
happens?
so yes. I get to re-roll.
That's pretty handy.
That is pretty handy.
So yeah, my exocortex memory module says, actually, 09. Do not press that last key.
Actually.
Much
There
better.
it is.
That's the key you're supposed to press. Thank you, Will.
That's amazing.
This is efficient triple layer security for a high-end facility that appears to be human structured, digitally speaking. As you're digging through, you do find a designation for this place. Bridge 1.
Bridge 1.
And then what exactly are you looking for? You have available to you maps, the energy structure of the place, the power levels.
Yeah, I want to take a look at the generator to find out what the cause of the strobing is.
You check out the generator, and this will be the extent of your current hacking controls before we do another roll with a much easier DC. And the power, some sort of energy source is tapped from underneath the facility and processed on that 4th level down. And something on the 3rd level is turned on and siphoning, and yet also feeding the power grid. And that's what's creating a weird strobing effect. And it is...
I speak all of this out loud as I'm discovering it.
It is hungry, and more importantly, the majority of the energy isn't necessarily going to the thing, but to the various redundant shielding systems meant to keep whatever it is contained. And then when you start looking into that, you realize that area is referred to as the chamber. And the chamber has multiple entries involving logs and notings of there's a whole entry that you found of that where all the energy dedicated to the chamber is monitored closely in a data log. And that's an automated function.
Does the energy that it is draining currently, is it similar to what the logs were recording previously? Or is there a fluctuation?
You're delving through the logs, and 3 days ago, it went from being not dormant, but sort of running on a stasis. A very low power level that would cause things to stay at a balance with no spikes. And then something caused it to spike heavily. And then after it spiked, multiple systems through errors, and then it came down slightly and has stayed at that level.
What do you guys think this could be?
What is it you got there, Ryan?
Well, there's something that is siphoning the power from the grid, but also that is giving power to the grid in some fashion. I believe it is tied to the shielding outside, but just 3 days ago it spiked. Its power usage has increased greatly.
Well, sounds like somebody's science experiment got out of hand.
Might be that. Yeah, that's kind of what I was thinking might be here.
It's on
Hey,
the
09,
third
you
floor.
got this place have any security cameras, a video log? Maybe we can figure out what the hell happened here.
Enhance. Enhance.
Doesn't work that way.
You
My
check
wife watches all the crime shows. That's exactly how this works.
You bring up camera
I think we
footage.
filmed this in 16K.
The only camera footage you have is of the first floor. You give me a computer's check real quick, 09.
While he's doing that, what is the kid's reaction to him going into the computer?
He seems fine. He seems nervously watching doors. And you can see the kid has a pistol that he has pulled out of his suit. You guys didn't even know he had. And he's currently just keeping an eye on doors. And he keeps checking ventilation stuff. Like he's looking at anything that's an opening, and he's watching for movement.
Does it look like he knows how he's handling the gun?
Yes. He seems trained.
I mean,
Okay, with your computer... Oh, what were you checking, Helios?
I wanted to see if I could determine how old the tracks out of the blood were to give 09 an idea of how far back in the video to look at to figure out what the hell killed these things and caused the giant blood splatter here. Kind of get a sense, is it like a several days old, 3 days old maybe, 2 days, 1 day?
You're looking at it, and that was pretty good. It had to have been sometime yesterday. With this amount of blood, most of it's dry, but some of it is in that like gel state where it's not entirely dried blood.
Right.
Only in the thickest areas of it. And so it had to have been either last night or yesterday.
we call that coagulate.
09, give a good look over some of the video logs in the first floor from yesterday.
09, you're looking at video logs and you're seeing texts. People carrying trays, data pads to and from their rooms, getting snacks, getting food. You don't see any weapons on them. You don't see... Some of them have medical equipment they're carrying, little things. Some are carrying personal computers that they're doing quite a lot of work with and making notes on paper. And you notice a lot of them are using key cards to access either the stairs or the elevator. And those key cards also correspond to the various doors. And that's in old logs. when you cut to the one within the past 24 hours, you start to see tons of files that have been deleted or damaged. And then one, you see people grabbing things and rushing out of here. And that's the first time you see people with weapons. You see men that look like... Well, actually, I can tell you what they look like. You guys see a Mestri. A Mestri are the TMC personal security firm.
Okay.
Yeah.
And you see full body... A Mestri kind of look a little bit like Exterminator. They're high tech. It's a full body covering. It has a navy blue general theme to it, and the TMC star made out of the A is present, usually on their shoulder. And you see these guys are armed but not actively pointing guns at anybody, but helping load, directing people, helping move things through. These people are not in a panic, but they are unloading as quickly.
What date was this recorded?
Give me a check. Everything's encrypted.
Ain't nothing for 09.
That would correspond to a date. I gotta check my timelines, kids. Talk amongst yourselves.
Oh no, temporal stretching.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't like it.
I've seen Interstellar. I know all about this.
This was clearly a science and research facility. I see lots of videos of early days, scientists, lots of staff, all with varying security levels, key cards for all the different doors. But then there's a lot of damaged files. And currently, the latest video I can find, I'm still trying to decode the date, shows armed guards attempting to grab as much of the items as possible, and they're all running away.
This evacuation is part of a bank of videos that all date back 2 years and 7 months.
Oh.
Wow.
And that's one of the latest videos that I could find?
Yeah, the rest is all super damaged, and that kind of corresponds when you look around the room. You don't see cameras. You see where some cameras used to be.
Yeah. That was over 2 years ago.
That's weird.
Something happened here to make all of them leave.
Well,
Something's happening now, too.
Well, if they stumbled upon this place and were digging around, perhaps they may have woke up whatever had been dormant here for a long time.
Possible. Trying to pick up some new tech.
In addition, you at one point see... No, sorry. Jumping the gun.
Don't see.
Any indication who owned this place?
TMC.
OMG.
OMG, TMC.
OMG indeed.
Yeah, you know me.
Perhaps this is a steam factory.
Oh god, I hope not.
Inside
I had to work
jokes.
in those before.
At least those were the
Alright.
guards that were here.
So we
Oh, I
have
get
fresh blood, though.
Yeah.
That's recent.
Fortunately,
hell of
the
a lot of
cameras
ammo
were
over
all
there.
destroyed. If you look around, there's nothing left.
Hey Levi, with that 21 survival check, looking at the tracks, the size of those tracks bigger than a kid's boot?
Yeah.
Okay, good to know. All right, I will not be asking our kid to lift his feet then.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah. I like that idea.
And the blood trail that we saw, looks like it was pulling out the way we're coming from, or deeper into the facility.
On its way out.
Looks like somebody got out. Probably picked them up on their shoulder, I'm guessing there.
I got this bad feeling.
Maybe that's why this job paid so well.
Got those all the time.
Stuff that pays well is never a good time.
Is it daytime?
So, were we supposed to meet someone here? I thought you said there was a lawyer.
Nah, that's who called and gave us the job.
We contact him after the job's done.
Oh,
No, this is all bugs and whatever the hell else we find in here, apparently.
I'm starting to think we may find whatever science experiment they was working on here.
I do.
Let's push
Well-
further.
we have an option. I believe whatever is feeding off of the generator may be weakened if we shut down the generator. But that also means our shielding will be removed.
Why don't we wait till we have some idea what the heck it is before we do anything that might damage the Bogart and our chances of getting out of here without burning an acid?
Also kind of sounds like whatever it is might be holding something back. There's some bugs down there. It might be the only thing between them and us right now.
Well, would you like to keep looking through the systems, or do you want to just go down there?
I think we're gonna have to go down there, but
You can't
might
access
See if there's
anything.
any environmental conditions we should be aware of. Sounds like a lab. Sometimes they have funky stuff going on.
I checked for environmental sensors. Are any online?
MSDS sheets.
You find out that for the most part, sensors are functional on the second floor and the first floor, but a lot on the third floor has been damaged or was never there in the first place.
Conditions
The first floor and the second floor. The first floor is the coolest, and it gets increasingly warmer as you move lower levels. The lowest level is around 105 degrees down there. And the chamber, as listed, does have, it's throwing red flags on sensors. It's one of the few things that has a sensor readout from the third floor. There's a couple other rooms, but it seems to be, when you look at the blueprint, all surrounding the chamber. And the chamber is reading error code radiation signatures, but it doesn't recognize the particle. So unknown radioactive signature.
First two floors are clear, but it's going to get hot. It's the third floor where the generator is, along with whatever being is down there. There is an alternate form of radiation that could prove to be very dangerous to us. At least to our flesh friends.
You're getting sound spikes from the second floor of something that is... Sorry, you literally hear... You see the spikes and then you tune into what the readout is currently. Something is running from one room downstairs. from second to third floor. And then the sound goes away.
We had movement. Second floor. They just entered the... What'd you call it? Dang it. There's the C. What'd you call it?
Third floor. It just went from second floor to third floor.
Right. But what'd you call
looking
it,
at the third floor has within it the chamber.
It's okay. So there's more in the third floor than just the chamber.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes. But it does appear to be an important energy siphon to this entire facility.
Gotcha. Okay.
So we're talking about a big thing or a little thing or a bunch of little things?
No, it was singular movement, I'm afraid. I could not tell a size other than just the sound pressure levels, and it was of average
You said
levels.
movement?
Yeah.
Is there a comm?
I don't know. Is there 09?
Yeah. You tell me, Dan.
I attempt to find where he went on the third floor.
The third floor you don't have access to. There's nothing there.
Okay. There are no comms active on the third floor.
It's not as though, it's as if you are checking an entire directory that simply has very little.
Yeah. Unless you know of a comm that could be used, I do not see access to a comm on the third floor.
Okay.
I could use the second floor, but perhaps if you could tell me what you needed, maybe I could reach him.
I don't know if I should. I don't know if I should make noise and draw attention to ourselves by letting my team know we're here. I don't know what is here.
Then let's just, I vote for quiet then.
Let's scout it out.
Yeah.
That's fair.
Let's go.
Unless there's some way to pick up any distress beacons maybe going off. I say we
Real
just
quick, while I'm in the computer, I want to look into security details. No, because they left 2 years ago. Scratch that idea. Okay. Any other questions, guys?
Guess that's it.
I think good to check
Very
the
thorough.
floor and maybe just make a little mark on our blueprints here about where the radioactivity is, and we'll just avoid that. And just have to shrug and say to the buyer, hey, appreciate doing the job, but we're not about to walk into radioactivity. I don't know if we got any suits for radioactivity back on the ship. We don't even know what this particle is, so who knows how it can protect us.
Levi, I reroute 25% of the power from the fourth floor to stabilize the second floor, so that we don't have any flickering lights and all the doors have power.
Okay,
Can I do that?
you can try.
Would that be then engineering instead of computers? Or what
It's
would
still
you want me to use?
computers. It's
Okay.
still computers because it's a computer-controlled system. You managed to divert power, and at that point, you see the second floor is now fully operational, and you now have access to a number of stations are opening, as well as a lot of drives that were previously dormant. However, when you're looking at these drives, there is a massive amount of storage space, and yet it appears a lot of them have been the data has been either destroyed, corrupted, or is missing. And you can tell it's missing because it's listing dates. And you have whole months of logs, and you see a ton of names. These all appear to be data entries from people that worked here.
Will, would you be so kind as to scan these files while we continue forward?
I would love to.
Thank you. That negates, by the way, my ability to use Will, so I can't use the combat tracking you just so you know, mechanic size, like. Well, maybe I should not have done this, but I attempted to stabilize the power on the second floor so that there would be no surprises and all doors would be functional. Upon doing so, I believe I restarted a few consoles that were shut down prior. I'm having Will scan them while we continue forward, if that's okay.
That's more than okay.
I hope to get more information about what this site was used for.
Love that.
Great work, 09.
All that.
If you
don't know what any of that means, but it sounds great.
It means is hopefully we're not about to get bugged by surprise.
Don't know what any of that means.
If you need systems charged back up, I can transfer charge to them temporarily while we're there. Maybe not have to reactivate any dormant systems that we don't want.
Sure, I understand. I didn't realize it would have that side effect. I was merely attempting to make sure all doors were functional.
No, I'm just saying, like, when we get down there a little further, if you don't want to risk any other dormant things coming up, that you're not. Once you see what's in this one, you
understood.
know,
yes. Thank you.
If they're benign, then we'll be all right.
All right. Well, let's try and proceed quietly if we can. Gents and kid. All right.
All right.
Right.
Don't get your
up
face
front
eaten.
here. Here we go.
Dax gets his stuff all ready. He starts checking all of his gear, making sure everything fires up good, and then he realizes he doesn't have to say it.
Yeah, right. No high ordinance today.
All right, let's go.
Spicy Mike goes visor down. He's serious.
You guys taking the stairs or the elevator?
I vote stairs.
It's like Ghostbusters.
Yeah, don't get stuck in the elevator.
All right, stairs it is.
And I got a 17 on my stealth.
Yeah.
I don't know why it's stealth button on
Got
my
a plus
sheet.
If we are stealthing, then we'll have to treat that as a group stealth.
Oh, things I'm not good at for 100, Alex.
Do we?
Yeah.
How do we do that? Do we all roll that?
Ooh.
How do we do this?
Dax.
Yeah, everybody roll stealth.
Nice.
So I'm all. You guys are, and like Dax can't help himself out of habit.
That
He's like,
armor is quite noisy.
Oh, it's not even the armor.
It's a team check, thankfully.
It's not even the armor. It's him. He can't help himself. He's pointing out. He's like, "Oh man, if we was rolling, I could totally have fog come rolling out of the elevator when the doors open." It's like he can't keep his mouth shut. Like he can't do
The
it.
drones that are hovering above you are just like
Constantly producing.
even though they're not rolling.
So, you guys move down the stairs.
Like
You mean we move down the stairs?
That's right. We move down the stairs.
An exterminator
Down the
moves down the
second floor.
freaking stairs.
I had a 25 in
Yeah.
my stealth, thank you.
And as you get down to
Oh, sorry.
that
I meant
that
back.
lower stairwell, it's the first time you do hear like a couple maybe doors or hatches opening or shutting, and you hear it at a bit of an echo, or in the sense of that high-pitched sound of like almost electromagnetic interference for when you know a machine's been turned on when a room is incredibly quiet. And you hear inside of this main floor something gets knocked down and rolls across the floor. And so when you come down the stairs, you enter into a hallway, and that hallway is you got a door immediately to your left, and then you got more stairs down if you want to keep going down. And you got a door to your left that leads out of the stairwell. Sorry, this is out of the stairwell. You have a door to your left, and you have a hallway to your right. No, I got this backwards because I'm looking at upside down. Stepping out of the stairwell, you have a door immediately to your right because you are at the end of a hall. You have this big hallway, and you got double doors across from you, double doors along the same wall further down. It appears that this room also was exited quickly, but this room has quite a lot of cords, equipment. You see slides, vials. You see little hand data pads in this hallway that have been strewn about. And in this floor, you also see bloodstains.
Starfinder. You're gonna have to fight your urge to open all these doors.
I don't know what you're talking about.
So where do you
Where did
guys
the
want to go?
sound come from?
The sound came from the hallway that you're sort of looking at that extends to the left.
And then it ran down the stairs we're currently on, or outside of, or
The sound that spiked on the sensor was something that ran from the second floor down to the third floor.
okay.
You just got to the second floor,
and something
and
else
you
not-
just heard an object that hit the ground and rolled.
All right, well that
Something small that would be, it sounded like something small and metal, and it must be spherical or cylindrical because it's making that kind of sound. Like when a cup or a can.
Hey,
well,
make sure you got your mouth closed. Could be gas. Could be grenade.
and I don't know you that long yet, but Mike, this seems like the kind of thing you'd probably go check out, right?
Yeah, that seems right. Yeah,
Okay,
that seems like a thing I would do. Yeah, let's do that.
That's a sense of your character.
No, you're right. You're right. Absolutely. Let's freaking do this. Mike is gonna check it out.
Okay, Mike. So you head down the hallway,
Shield
and
up.
it's a long hallway that is only, well, I say long, 1, 2. It's looking like it's about 50 feet long. Within like 15, because it was the exact same on the first floor, you got another hallway to your left, and that's immediately where the elevator is. So that hallway extends down. So you're basically standing at a T intersection right now. And the sound came from past the elevator.
You know you're
Down the hall with the elevator?
Yeah,
or the
down the hall
next?
with the elevator hallway.
Spicy Mike knows about T-squares.
And now, Spicy Mike, you are standing at the T intersection of this hallway. You're looking at what could be 3 different rooms around you, not counting elevators, and what is definitely a bathroom at the end of the hallway.
Oh, that might be the way to go.
Noted.
That's your kind of place.
That's like my divining stick. Is that what they're called? Divining stick? That's
Fire
what it is.
rod.
Like,
Yeah.
there's a bathroom over there. That's the way to go. That's where people are.
Find
That's
the
where people are. So, Spicy Mike is standing at this T. What is in the opposite direction of the T that he has not looked at yet? Just to be sure we ain't being snuck up on.
You have pretty clear sight lines. You don't see anybody. All the lights are on. But that object you see is something that you now can see is rolling outside of the bathroom door.
Is it rolling on its own, or does it look like it has some inertia and it's just following that?
It's inertial. It seems to be slowing. And when you get a good look at it, you can see it's a little can. It looks like some sort of food ration can.
Okay. He's just making hand gestures. He doesn't know what they mean. He's assuming you figured it out.
I'm gonna creep up the T intersection.
So he's gonna creep, and then when you guys get to the T, he's like, so he's gonna go up close to the door that the can perhaps has rolled out of.
Terminator is gonna be on the opposite wall of like the hallway coming into the T, so you can look the other direction. cover that.
Okay. So you guys have good lines of sight and everything. Yeah. You hear breathing.
Singular, multiple?
Singular.
Does it sound like large or small lungs?
Small and
so I can take
stressed.
What you're saying.
You hear
Spicy Mike's gonna do the most spicy Mike thing he can do. He's like, got the hand up, and he's like, and so Spicy Mike just turns the corner real fast, and bum rushes in there right on top of whatever it is.
All right.
He doesn't attack, but he's ready just in case, and he's
okay.
I'm getting within like striking distance.
You and you see Chris, the kid, is in the bathroom.
Taking a dump.
And he is huddled up against the wall. Wait.
This is the kid.
He looks 7 or 6 years old.
Now, is he...
He's got a jumpsuit that's way too big for him. And
is he hanging out in the bathroom, or is he actually using the facilities?
You can see he's got...
It's an important distinction.
You can see a stash of food rations and MREs and little like replicator energy charges that would allow him, if he were to siphon enough energy off and use one, it could be expended to have a machine build him something he could eat. And it's all in a big pile. And you see he's reaching over for a small pistol.
I wouldn't do that if I was you.
Okay. And then at this point, you guys see the kid turn to you, Helios, like, do we go in yet? What's going on?
You know, I didn't know that move, but I think it's okay. Mike, you okay? Stay here 1 second, kid.
Yeah, I'm all right. So I'm going to pick the kid up by the... It's going to look like when you scruff a cat, but I'm just picking him up by the backside of the jumpsuit. And I'm going to walk out with him like... I look at the... What's the kid's name? Chris? I look at our Chris. I'm like, what the hell is this? And we'll walk him over there. What kind of game did you play with us, kid?
I don't. And then he starts to stretch, and you start to see his skin starting to split.
Fucking thing, isn't it?
Is this the one in my hand, or is this the one that's been following?
And then you see his skin peels away as he starts to pull at it, and underneath you see a red, fleshy muzzle like a dog's that opens in a quarter fashion with 3 eyes that are black hemispheres. And this thing, and that's where we're going to stop.
Damn.
Damn you, the thing.
That's all right. That means I'm going to turn this on anyway.
Dang it, Chris.
Fucking great stuff. Everyone hates Chris.
Everyone hates Chris. I've heard that before.
Next episode?
Oh, it should be. That should be. Everybody
hates Chris.
Somebody call Will Smith.
Everybody hates Amber. You guys are one major Hollywood storyline behind right now.
You're talking about Amber Turd?
Are you kidding me? I've been obsessed with that has taken over my YouTube, and I'm having more fun watching Johnny Depp work over a jury and make a lawyer look like an asshole.
All I'm saying is the people who coined the OJ trial as trial of the century.
No way.
by a little bit. I mean, you can technically
way.
claim this is a new century, but it's
Not
This
much.
is
great music.
song.
This is a mean ass.
Shit.
I didn't realize how mean it was until I
It's
made
fucking brutal.
Yeah.
it. It's pretty brutal.
Metalocalypse would be happy about this.
There would be.
It'd be so fucking brutal.
No grandpa guitars.
I'm a notary. I'm a notary. I pulled that out on Alice the other day. She's like, "What the fuck are you talking about?" I'm like, "Well," and I was like, I had tried to explain it, but like, never mind.
The best thing is that's I think HBO Max has all of Metalocalypse.
Yeah,
Does it really?
Yeah.
I'm pretty sure.
All right, so when we next play, everybody, it's going to be on May 14th. So we're taking a 2-week break off before we come into. I fucking love John Carpenter, man. I love John Carpenter.
Yeah.
And to be fair, I owe a little bit of inspiration to right now. If you haven't seen, hi everybody. If you haven't seen HBO's Lovecraft Country, it's based on the same book by Matt Ruff. It's fantastic, and there is a character that does transformations, that does the old school werewolf transformation, where
Oh yeah.
it's metamorphosis underneath the skin, so the skin has to be removed. Oh, that is the only way shape-shifting should happen. It's gross and it's awesome. So so I was like, oh, I got to do that this time.
also
Anyway,
the Samuel Height Skin Dancer ones where they have to.
oh yeah, totally. Yeah. So we're gonna play again on May 14th, where everybody hates Chris. I love you guys are helping me with titles this time because they're fantastic.
Do that if you don't get your face eaten.
So, join us on the 14th for Void Prime returning, and in that time, get something for Mom, because you are running out of time to get something for Mom. That day is coming.